Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to my show. You're listening to another BlackSwanRadio.com podcast. I'm your host, Rondale Jordan. And as usual, I have a little bit of food for thought. Something for you to digest upon. Because we are beginning a new year, a fresh start, reset. Another 365 today, 360 days to make some stuff happen. And I really hope, if you are a subscriber, you would already know that you should have already thought through what you want to do with this year, this 365 days that you have in this glorious land we call Earth. And I think what enriches life the most is perspective. How you perceive your life gives it value and purpose, or it takes away, it diminishes value or purpose. And so I was looking at the word ego. I was like, why is the ego always demonized whenever I hear people talk about it? Everyone seems to be speaking in terms of subduing the ego. Then when you look up the definition, you see that ego is a high sense of self, right? A person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance, their self-worth and self-respect. And I didn't see anything negative in that. It's the part of the mind that mediates between the conscious and the unconscious and is responsible for reality testing and a sense of personal identity. Now, that's according to psychoanalysis. But, it's also in the metaphysic world, a conscious thinking subject. A person's sense of self-esteem and self-importance, the ego. So, of course, we need to boost our egos. On the other hand, what you do hear people say a lot is to be humble. We're taught constantly to be humble. And the definition of humble is having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance, of low social, administrative, or political rank. She came from an humble, unprivileged background, lower in dignity or importance. I knew he had humbled himself to ask for my help. This is to demean, to belittle, to abase, humiliate, degrade, to lower. So when we hear these terms, on one, people want us to lower our self-esteem, importance, and subdue our ego. Be humble. Now, on the other side, there must be an objective. Why one is promoted and the other is not. In the garden, knowledge is forbidden. People believe that. People believe that knowledge was forbidden. But if you think about that, God, in Genesis 1:26, said, "Let us make man in our image according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female. He created them. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." And God said, "See, I have given you every herb that yields seed, which is on the face of all the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed. To you it shall be for food. Also to every beast of the earth, the beast of the earth, to every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the earth in which there is life, I have given every green herb for food." And it was so. And God saw everything he had made. Indeed, it was very good. So the evening and the morning were the sixth day. My point here is, people don't realize that God said, "Be fruitful and multiply." He made us in his image, male and female. We were created. Created was used 3 times to solidify that we were brought into existence. And then created and made were distinguished in Genesis 2, where it says, "Then God blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because in it he rested from all his works which God had created and made." It's distinguished because it means to piece together the parts of something. But people in the garden are not taught to realize that it wasn't until Genesis 2:7 where the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground. The black man, was formed, which is not created or made, but to be shaped or configured, to be domesticated, to be reduced to a labor force, to be put in the garden. But what you don't know is that Adam in his land was known to be a deity. but we will call here today the God of creation. At that time, the principle of creation of man and woman